So if you're a superhero fan, I hope you recognize that one. That was a theme from Captain America, obviously, and superheroes are in a big way nowadays. So even though that is almost 10 years old now. So, but these kids have been working really, really hard. A great band, and thrown some tough literature at them. That's one. The last time I did that piece, it was in the spring. Okay, usually at the end of the year. So they've really worked really, really hard. And I meant to say this about the 6th grade. The biggest thing this year with the 6th grade that I've been so thrilled with, having put on that 6th grade hat again, has been the growth. And that's something that I've grown into, and that those kids have really stepped up and grown into as well. So really, really proud of both of these groups for all of their work and what they've been doing. So this next one is called Due North, and it's about winter sports, skiing, sledding, and snowmobiling and that kind of thing. Someday, before I die, I'd love to go on one of these wilderness snowmobile treks, like in the northern Michigan or out in Montana or something. I think that would be really great. But this captures this feeling of the euphoria of when any athlete or musician reaches what they call the zone, or the hot spot, or where they just feel like everything is floating and the world disappears. So there's some really great moments of that in here, and we hope to show off some dynamic contrast with that. So we hope you enjoy Due North by Michael Sweeney. just to kind of alert you to several things in January and a really big one in February. So in January on the, oh boy, I didn't write the, 12th, there it is, okay. January 12th, out at the high school, we will have our show choir preview night that will feature both the high school and the middle school show choirs. So that should be 2 o'clock in the afternoon on Sunday, January the 12th. This year, for the first time, we're trying something different. It's called a night of jazz. And so we're going to feature our middle school and both high school jazz bands on this stage here, Friday the 17th of January. And then Saturday, February 8th, is our Music in Motion Show Choir Invitational, which if you haven't received any information about, I'm sure you will soon. Check Facebook and check emails and things like that. We'll be sending out a lot of information. You get a ton of help for that event, and we always rely on our volunteers. So look forward to those things. All right, so if you've looked at your program, sorry, not crying. A little warm up here. Okay. And I know many of you have come to concerts that I've hosted over the years, and if you've looked at the program, you've seen this next one and gone, the dude has lost it. So Randall Standridge is absolutely one of my favorite composers for middle school band. He writes so well and cleverly, and not only that, he makes a middle school band sound just incredible. So I found this piece of his called Son of Santa the Barbarian. Okay, so just to give a little preface, Santa's a barbarian, so he's a conquering warlord. And he has a son named Nicholas, who sees things a little differently. And so they debate on how Christmas should be celebrated. And so this entire tune is a combination of Christmas songs that you'll hear in major and minor. So we're going to demonstrate for you a couple of these. The first one is Jolly Old St. Nicholas. First you're going to hear it by the brass in minor, and then the woodwinds in major. Ready? One of the tunes, okay? So another one that you're going to hear later in the piece is Jingle Bells, but he plays it on 2 different pitches, and it's in the trumpet section, and so it sounds kind of like a train or something very sinister. So let's play the Jingle Bells trumpets. Ready? 2, 3. There's something wrong with it, but that's part of what's happening. Okay. Then you're going to hear Up on the Housetop and Deck the Halls and a whole bunch of other things in here. But one that you may not be familiar with is played on the mallets. And this is a Spanish carol called Foom, Foom, Foom. So Elliot and Wyatt are going to demonstrate that melody. 2, 3. It's kind of catchy. And then lastly, we have a theme that has nothing to do with Christmas at all. And this is the theme from Gustav Holst's suite for planets called Mars, and it's the bringer of war. So this is the war theme. Ready? So when you hear that, you know something bad's going to happen. Okay? But on top of this whole conglomeration of things, it has a narration. And so I am thrilled and very thankful that we have a narrator in the house who has the dramatic voice of a mountain. Okay? Would you please help me welcome Dr. Blair Buffin. So at the conclusion of this piece, I'll just say thank you so much for all that you do for me and for these kids and for our music department. I want to give a big shout out to all of my colleagues, Brad Cook, Mackenzie Kaufman-Ho, Brooke Smith, Laura Westfall, and Monique Peck, Norman Brooks, for all the help that they do to keep me grounded and straight and moving in the right direction. It's just an amazing team, and I'm really thrilled to be a part of it. And then finally, for all of you, for the support you give our community and our kids, that we're able to do things like this tonight. So this will be the last thing you hear from me, yay. After that, we're gonna clear the stage and then reset for the choir. So, enjoy Son of Santa the Barbarian.
Santa the Barbarian, the child was born. He was raised a barbarian, Nicholas by name, but he and his father were not quite the same. While Santa wanted Christmas to remain dark and scary, young Nicholas thought the holidays instead should be merry. So tale is now ended, with good at last winning. But is this the end? Or is it a new beginning?